Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, both Sherrys. I have
Yeah,
two
I know. I wasn't sure
Sherrys.
who you were saying hello to.
Well, both of you, obviously.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Rebecca. And I love this. We're starting the morning with two Rebeccas and two Sherrys.
Well, that's not going to be confusing.
I think it's the best way to wake up our brains first thing, right?
Well, I'm supposed to be doing the presentation,
Yeah.
and I just do better without the camera.
Do you need access to share your screen at all, Sherry?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I don't. Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought about it too late. I got super
Oh, I
busy and
understand.
I'm like, well, that's okay.
Well, we're just happy to have you here. I personally don't know a lot about your organization, so I'm very excited to learn more.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Lisa. How are you guys doing?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good
Well,
morning. Hi, Sean.
Hello.
You did
Thanks.
we're
give me a jump
probably,
scare yesterday.
I'm glad. Thanks for coming, Sherry. We're gonna just wait
we,
for some more people to hop on, I believe, before we get started.
yeah,
Right, Rebecca?
I will, I will preface this, Sean. I got more like bouncing emails about people being out of town for this invitation than I ever have before. And a lot of people were out of town until like the 11th. So we might have a smaller group today, unfortunately, but
That's okay. I
small
mean,
but
that,
mighty.
that that'll make the icebreaker go a little quicker.
Yes, that is true.
All right. So,
Um, let's see if I can I'm gonna make you co-host, Sean.
Sherry, do you have a presentation that you want to share, or are you just going to speak?
I'm just going to speak.
Okay,
Actually, I just put together something because um, I should like, yeah, I
that's
was
fine.
going to put something together and time got away from me and, things happen, life. And so I'm like, um, so I just put something together to sort of give you an overview of our organization.
Perfect.
That
That is
sounds
just
great.
fine.
And I'm going to try to stay focused, which is very, very hard for me to do.
All
Hi,
right.
Donna. Hi, Donna.
She's on mute. All right.
I'm still getting a few more jumping in. I don't know
Yeah,
if you're seeing that.
I can see that.
Okay. And trying not to let anybody's AI note takers in, you guys, just so you know. We've found that it causes issues with recording the meeting, and sometimes it won't save properly when we have alternative AI note takers in here. So I've
That's
been
that's fine with me. They're
okay.
more of a hassle than anything.
Yes, yeah. So and I really, we aim to get it recorded and posted like right after the meeting, and to go in there afterwards and see that my recording didn't happen is such a disappointment. So we're gonna try to keep those guys out of here.
Dawn, I just wanted you to know that Sherry was going to be the person I invited,
I stole her
and you
from you.
beat me to it.
I know I got two invites and I'm like, well, this is all right. This is kind of cool.
Well, I'm sorry, Donna.
It's okay.
All right. Oh, we got another person coming in. and then I'll get started.
Okay. Hi, Duncan.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Am I?
All right. Well, it's 9:02, so I will get started. Thank you everybody for coming today. I'm going to do a quick icebreaker, and then I'm going to allow Sherry to introduce herself, who's our speaker today from the Disability Action Center. And then she has a presentation that she's going to talk about the services that she has. Then that'll give you guys a chance to ask her any questions before she takes off, and then we'll do our roundtable. So for the icebreaker, I'm going to ask everybody, and I'll go first, but if this was not your dream job, what is your dream job? Or what would be your dream job? And mine would be like something along the lines of like a personal pilot for like Taylor Swift or something like that. Because, because you're kind of like in the action, you kind of get the tea, but you don't like get the spotlight. And I think that that's totally my vibe. So I'm going to pass to Sherry first to introduce yourself and then answer that same question.
Well, I think there's two Sherrys. Which one?
I'm sorry, my presenter, Sherry. Sherry Butler.
Oh, okay. My dream job? This is
Yeah.
Sherry with Disability Action Center. Well, mine isn't quite that. I think my dream job would be to have a huge ranch on Maui in Hawaii and rescue dogs and have it run by troubled youth,
Nice. I love
at-risk
that.
youth. That's what I would want.
I love that. All right, I'm gonna move on to Donna. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and ask the same question?
Sure. Donna Brunda, St. Vincent de Paul. And I have I have a retirement dream and I have a dream job. My dream job would be like a fine artist living in East Village. And my dream retirement plan would be, it's pretty similar to Sherry's, but I always wanted to do an animal rescue site that was run by homeless people, because there actually is one of those in Utah. So maybe I'll make my way down there in a few years. Who knows?
That's awesome. All right, Duncan, you're up.
Yeah, I'm a creative person, so my dream job would be like in a studio making things or working, producing shows and stuff.
Nice. Evelyn.
So that is a hard one.
I know it is.
Because I love my job, and it's actually is technically my dream job is to help others. But if I had, the courage and the tenacity, I would want to be a singer, I think.
Okay, love that. All right, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca with United Way of North Idaho. I believe that my dream job would be to be a storm chaser. And then since I'm also going to read Rebecca's, since I'm also Rebecca, it looks like she put one in the chat, and I'm trying to
Okay.
see where it went. And other Rebecca's dream job is to be a supervisory agent with Homeland Security. That is way cooler than a storm chaser. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, thank you both, Rebecca's. Lisa Donaldson.
Lisa with Family Promise of North Idaho, and this is it. I mean, I really have never thought about doing anything else since I've been doing this. If I had to choose something, I would say something that has to do with networking. But I love what I do.
All right. We will go to other Sherry Bardster. Sorry if I messed up your last name.
Sherry Badiger from the
There
city
you
of
go.
Wayne, and this is a really hard question, and I've kind of pondered it before, and I don't have an answer. I enjoy what I'm doing. I don't know that I would do things differently, so it is what it is.
All right, fair enough. Moving on to Tiffany.
Sorry, I'm not as cool. I'm sitting in my car. And this is
You're good.
doesn't really have a holder, so I apologize. My name is Tiffany. I work for NIC Workforce Training. And my dream job is to run a nonprofit that supports women and children of incarcerated individuals, kind of a resource center for people whose lives are impacted in that direction.
Nice. I love that. Lastly, I'm going to call on Brittany. Since you missed the first section, introduce yourself. And if this wasn't your dream job, what would be your dream job?
That's a really good question. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right. So my name is Brittany Clapp Abdallah. I am the outreach and engagement specialist here at A.L.I.C.E. And let's see, if this wasn't my dream job, what would be my dream job? Well, gotta tell you, it just keeps on getting better and better. This is like twofold, right? So I really love what I do. I love being able to engage with community, and like the phrase that just keeps on coming up is hope dealer. And I have this passion burning in my heart to impart hope and help like walk alongside people, or like walk alongside people and help them break like those generational like the generational cycle of poverty, to see change come about in people's lives, to see like communities changed, but like generationally families changed, to see their own personal ties of trauma being broken and them being able to see themselves as they truly are. I like, I mean, I wouldn't say that I would, that I, okay, so I'm trying to say something else, but so I love what I do, and it just burns with passion in my heart. If I could have any other job, it'd be twofold. One, it would be helping people. Since I was a preschooler, they asked me what I wanted to be, and it's like, I just want to help people. And the second thing would be, I love photography. I love landscape photography, and I take beautiful photos. It makes my heart happy, and it just being able to see the world in such an incredible way just brings me such joy.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brittany, and welcome. All right, so I'm going to pass it off to Sherry Bolter to talk about the Disability Action Center. It's all you, Sherry.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sherry, and I'm with Disability Action Center. We are located in Post Falls. We have our home office in Moscow. We have a center in Lewiston, and we have one in Spokane. And if you're not familiar with an independent living center, they are non-residential. We get a lot of phone calls from people asking if we have a room available for them. We are non-residential. A Center for Independent Living is basically a community-based, non-residential, nonprofit organization, which provides support and services to people with disabilities, which empower them to live independently. Before, like in the 1960s, people with disabilities were institutionalized. And the movement is such that they were discharged back into their homes, which created them an opportunity to live free and independent lives. And our job here is to support that they continue to do that. We are designed and operated by individuals with disabilities and offer a range of services. There are 403 centers across the country. There are also 56 state independent living councils across the nation, and I also am on the council for the state independent living for Idaho. And we are not governed by them, but we work together with them on the state level. So we gather information here, I present it up there and say, hey, let's make this change. Let's work on this. We are consumer controlled. Independent living centers are governed and staffed by people with disabilities, are ensuring that our services are tailored to the needs and preferences of individuals that we serve. We are cross disabilities. We serve individuals with a wide range of disabilities, offering support and resources regardless of the specific type of disability. That's physical, mental, emotional. And right now we're working a lot with mental health. Just that's a side note. We are non-residential. We provide services and support to allow people with disabilities to live in their own homes and their communities. Our core services are peer support, which we connect our people with disabilities with guidance, support, mentorship based on shared experiences. Information and referral is another core service. We provide information about available resources, programs, and services in our community that can help them out. We also provide advocacy. Representing the rights and interests of people with disabilities is very important. Advocating for systemic changes to promote inclusion and accessibility. We also have transition services, which we work very hard if we have a call or get connected with somebody in a nursing home or in a group home that want to get out and go back into the community, we fight and try very, very hard to make that happen, whatever that looks like. There's other core services, additional programs. We've got assistive technology, which is donation-based. So I got a phone call yesterday from somebody who had a wheelchair and a transfer bench. She said, my mom doesn't need it anymore. Do you have somebody that could use it? So we take that in, we put it in our storage, and somebody will call and say, hey, do you guys have a wheelchair? So-and-so just had surgery or whatever. We then just give those to them. We just bless them with it. There's no charge. And that's been a huge need in this community. We also have the Veterans Direct program here, which is, she's based in our Moscow office, but she's got clients up here, and that is funded by the VA. We do the administration part, and that is for veterans to live in their own home. And so they have a case manager and they've got a case worker, and between the three of them, that veteran is able to stay in their own home. There's a budget that they work under, and it's a big thing. I don't know everything about it. I just know that it's been very valuable in allowing our veterans to remain at home and not in a nursing home. We provide that support. We also have a personal assistant program here, which is along the same lines as the Veterans Direct program, but it's not for veterans. It's for people that are at a nursing home level of care, meaning they're on the verge of maybe having to go into a nursing home. But to prevent that through the Medicaid program and maybe some insurance and private pay, that individual with a disability is able to hire a family member or a neighbor, somebody they know that can work with them so that they can remain at home and get paid for it, which is huge. And this is not your traditional personal assistant program, in that they are the boss. They get to choose who they want, rather than having, Teresa one day and Tina the next day. They've got somebody familiar with them that can give them that support, and they can remain at home and get paid for it. We also offer, so we have a benefits planner here in our office, and she provides benefit planning support as well as Social Security application assistance, which also has blown up. People, especially people with disabilities, people with no disabilities, have a hard time figuring out that Social Security application or the disability application, right? So when you have somebody with a cognitive or, visual or whatever, they just get frustrated. And so they give us a call, and we'll bring them in and walk them through that, which again has been huge. We we've got 2 peer support groups going on right now, which is really blowing up. We have Living with My Disability peer support group, and we've sort of taken a break this summer, but we're going to start ramping up in September. We meet here once a week, and that has really shown to be a valuable group, in that we've got different disabilities that come to the table, and it is their group. I don't really facilitate it necessarily. I mean, I try to keep them on track, but sometimes that's hard. But they are able to talk about their disability and how they do life with that disability. But what I found with that is there's a connection between all of them, and they have become supportive of each other, and it's really kind of cool, actually. We have Therapeutic Thursday. We do that twice a month, and that's an art therapy group that's here in our post office. And we provide all the supplies, and that is it's geared toward people in recovery, whether it be drugs and alcohol, mental health, whatever, but anybody is welcome. So we do that twice a month. And then I'm also on the NAMI Coeur d'Alene board. NAMI is National Alliance for Mental Illness. And twice a month we have a family support group, which is a support group for family members who have a loved one with a mental illness. And actually Donna is my partner in crime on that. She's also a facilitator, and that group has really grown and continues to. Let's see. I know that's a lot of information, and that's very broad. But to tell you what I do on a daily basis, we don't have time. So what I like to tell people when we're doing outreach and things like that is, if you come across, and I tell this to Donna too, and St. Vincent's is amazing. They send us people all the time, because we do have the freedom to and the time to help people. We're not really time constrained. So if you have any questions, if you have somebody with a disability or not, I mean, honestly, I think we all do, some way, shape, or form, whether it's diagnosed or not. If you have somebody that you aren't sure that you can help or assist, just send them to me, and we will figure it out. The worst thing ever to me is to give somebody a phone number, and maybe it's disconnected or they can't help them, and then we've just, they're calling all kinds of people and just getting discouraged. So we try really, really hard either to help them or get them connected to somebody that can. I know that's a lot. If you have any questions or
I have a quick question.
yeah.
Do you guys have like an intake or eligibility process, or do you
We-
just help anybody who comes your way?
Anybody that comes our way. There's no
All right.
eligibility, there's no nothing. One of the things I found interesting, we are a nonprofit, but I guess sometimes people don't connect that, and they'll call in and say, well, how much do you charge for a session? Oh, no, just come on in.
I think Rebecca has a question.
Yeah, Rebecca.
I have a couple actually, sorry. So first I'm wondering, you said that you guys accept donations and you keep them in storage
Mhm.
for people who may need them. Do you guys keep a log of that stuff that you can potentially give to people who need it? Do you keep like an online catalog so people can view it, or do you just have like an internal log? Or is it kind of just like by memory, like, oh, I remember we have a wheelchair and you need one? Like, how does that work?
Well, and that's a really good question. And you would think that I would be organized to have something like that.
It's
But,
hard.
but I'm not. But we've got a small storage unit on our in our parking lot. And we actually, a couple of years ago, it was absolutely just wall to wall packed. And I had our maintenance guy go in and do sort of an inventory.
Okay.
But as he was going through it, a lot of the stuff was like broken and not, I wouldn't give that to somebody. And so I found a program in Spokane that actually came, picked it all up and took it back to Spokane and repaired it. And then they kind of did the same thing. So right now, there's enough in there that I know by memory what's in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my only other question is kind of a twofold. You mentioned alcoholism and like substance abuse as being kind of the demographic that you guys serve. How does that fall under the category of uh, like disability? Like, are you guys uh, really present in that demographic, or is that just some of the people that kind of like filter in through the cracks and you still help them?
We absolutely help them. And
Okay.
that is mental health
Okay.
related. And the reason that is, so the group that we do, our art therapy group was created or formed for people in recovery.
Okay.
So that's that's where you got that.
Okay.
But there's no stipulation. It's
Okay.
anybody and everybody.
And then that therapy that you said you offer, is that through the NAMI, is that once a month or twice a month? Is that what you said?
Our family support group,
Yes,
that's twice a month.
twice a month. Okay, thank you.
And I can send you guys a flyer if I could get your information because that tells you the date and the time, I think
Mhm.
it's second and fourth, Donna.
First and third, and it's hybrid. So like we have people that call in from Boise to come to the group, and there's a QR code that'll take you right to the Zoom meeting on the flyer.
It's first and third Tuesdays.
I would love a copy of that flyer, and
Yep.
then I can also circulate it around the Alice Task Force if you would like.
Okay, and I forgot, the first Wednesday of every month. Wait, before I do that, let me get can you put your information in the chat or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The first Wednesday every month, we have started a suicide support group. And it's called Good Grief. And it's for exactly that, survivors of suicide or family members. So I could send you that information too.
Yes, please.
Sure.
All right. Did anybody else have any other questions for Sherry? All right. Well, thank you. Oh, Brittany, go ahead.
I did have a question about your Good Grief group that you are hosting. I was curious, is that so you said it's a support group, a suicide support group for survivors of suicide, but also is it families
Yes.
Like whose people have committed
Yeah.
suicide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
Just
our
both for survivors and the people left
yes.
behind.
Yes. And our facilitator is a certified suicide support facilitator. So and she's really, really good. She's been doing this for a while. So, and I can send you that information too. We do have a flyer for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that group is actually run by Jill, right, Sherry?
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
So Jill presented for NAMI a few months ago. So some of you may be familiar with her as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started that a couple of months ago here in Post Falls. Sean, is there a way that I can get the information, like the emails? I guess I can find them on my email for everybody that's attending this meeting. Actually, I think I have most of them.
Yeah, they should be in the invite, right,
Yeah,
Rebecca?
Are
yeah,
you
yeah.
trying to reach out to everybody in this meeting? Is that what you're trying to do, Sherry?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have anything you want to circulate to everybody, you can send it directly to me. And then I will send it to not only the people who attended this meeting, but everybody who is interested in the ALICE task force. So that might include people who couldn't make it today, but would still find the information very useful.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. Well, Sherry, I know you have a staff meeting at 9:30 and you probably have to book it, but thank you so
do.
much for coming in today and
All right,
talking
thank
to the
you.
ALICE task force. I
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You guys take care. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye, Sherry.
Bye.
All right. Awesome. So I'll start roundtables real quick. For Equus, there's really no new updates except for bringing Brittany onto the team. So Brittany is our outreach and engagement specialist. So those of you who do outreach might see her out in the community. And just a reminder, if you guys have any clients or participants of your own who are looking for full-time work, please send them our way. We can help with a lot of different things. And that includes training, gas to and from work, their first 2 weeks of work, and, a whole slew of supportive services that we can help people. Our goal is to overcome barriers to employment, full-time employment, I should say. So the easiest way to do that is to go to our website, equusidaho.com, and just click the refer to us button if you guys are the ones referring somebody. All right. I guess I'll just go down the line again for, does anybody else have any, I'm not going to go down the line. Does anybody else have any updates for the roundtable that they'd like to discuss?
I do. I'm Lisa with Family Promise of North Idaho. We are a family homeless shelter. We also have some other supportive services. We are currently out of funding for rental assistance, so we don't have that. What we do have available is I have some funds that I can help people with moving costs if they are homeless, and that doesn't have to be the HUD definition of homeless. It can be couch surfing in a motel or anything like that. If you have somebody that needs help with that or needs the shelter, they apply by going to our website at familypromiseni.org. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, so back on to Lisa's thing. Lisa, we should get together because I do have the HP funds for the people for up to $1,000. So if let's say
I've been
someone
referring
has
people to you.
Thank you. So we still, I'm Evelyn. I work for Idaho Housing and Finance Association. I'm their family self-sufficiency specialist / housing counselor. So we do still have HP funds, which is for those people who don't really qualify or don't have children, so they can't qualify for a lot of the navigation stuff. So we kind of have this program that helps kind of bridge that gap of help and to get more people helped. So if you're working and let's say you have an incident where basically you're short but can need that $1,000 help, and after that help can be sustainable after that. So we have that $1,000 HP help for those people for deposits, security deposits, for rent, back rent, up to $1,000. So if they have help from other communities, other spots, we can gain together and help them. So, but that's the thing. we do have our waiting list is about close to three years now, but they are pulling people from the HUD, so our waiting list. So hopefully we can get through those people. So things are changing. You never know with Section 8 and the HUD. So that's my update for you guys.
Thank you, Evelyn. Rebecca, did you have your hand raised?
Hi. So, just a reminder to be sure that you are entering any upcoming events into the Volunteer North Idaho calendar. We're trying to get that to be a master calendar so that when you're planning events and you want to know if it conflicts with somebody else's event, you can use that as a reference point. But it's only as sharp of a tool as we make it. So, if you have an account, be sure that you're using it, especially for events. It's still relatively new, but the calendar is growing. So it's also, even if you don't have an account, you need to check the calendar if you are looking to plan an event and you need to know if it's a very busy night in the surrounding area for nonprofits. And then the only other thing I have is we have Ride for Alice coming up in August. So for those of you who don't know what Ride for Alice is or was, it used to be kind of a like motorcycle event where people who were in the motorcycle community would ride their motorcycles and they would post about it and they would spread awareness about Alice families. We are switching that to be a much more family oriented type event now, and we are switching it to be more about bikes, scooters, taking your kids out, that kind of thing. So if you guys are interested in helping us spread the word, please reach out to me and I can send you some resources about it. And that runs the entire month of August. And we're very excited about this rebrand. So your support is very much cherished.
Awesome. Did you say the adding events was at the Volunteer North Idaho calendar?
Yes.
Okay.
Volunteer North Idaho. And it's super easy to set up an account, but if you need any help, just reach out to me and I can walk you through it and help you with all of the nitpicky, nitty-gritty stuff.
Perfect. Thanks.
Mhm.
Tiffany, you have your hand raised?
Hi. So my name is Tiffany and I work with the Workforce Training Center. And I really am just an educational resource when we talk about breaking generational boundaries and kind of resetting ourselves. Education can be a really important part of that. And in a kind of non-threatening, non-scary kind of way. Sometimes the concept of, as you're trying to rebuild or you're trying to, make a corner, going to college can sound like a thing we don't want to do. But the Workforce Training Center can offer some really great, quick, fast trainings for people so we can get them into careers instead of just jobs. We have everything from, a one-day flagger training, right? Get someone a job, get them a license for 3 years. It's one day. A forklift certification is 2 hours. But we extend all the way up to, 4-year apprenticeship programs. But really, we want to just help people make that next step. So if you are working with clients or participants and they want to talk about trainings or moving forward, I'm absolutely here as a resource for all of you. So, and thank you, Miss Donna, for inviting me today.
Hey, Tiffany, do you guys have flyers you can send me? Because I post a lot of things on our bulletin board in our office for our people. So just in case they don't talk to me, they at least have that resource.
I have so many things, so I will send you all sorts of things.
Hey, Sean, I can't
All right.
figure out how to raise my hand on my phone.
You're fine. Go for it.
But I have updates. So coming up on the 16th of this month, well, the 15th is our next tour. We've only got about 5 people signed up. If anybody like to come tour the St. Vincent campus, just drop me an email. On the 16th at First Presbyterian Church, we're having a community forum type meeting. Jeff Kirkman from Boise's Free to Succeed program. It's an IDOC program, Department of Corrections. And John McSwain from the local Kootenai County Jail are going to be doing a presentation on second chances and how you can help welcome people that are reintegrating from incarceration back into the community. And that's, you know, mentoring, helping them find a job, helping them find housing. And so it's open to the public. It's primarily for the church members because we have this series called Coffee House Conversations where we try to spotlight an issue in the community where people from the church can volunteer and help. And so that's at 6 o'clock. There will be pizza served for dinner. And you do need to RSVP so you know how much pizza to buy. But if you get a hold of me, I can hook you up with all that stuff. On the 23rd, Equus and NIC Workforce are going to combine at a table at St. Vincent's, which is hopefully, look at them, they're all proud of themselves. Hopefully going to be a monthly thing so that we can help people in the community come to the help center. And that's not just for the homeless, that's for a lot of our residents that live in the transitional housing units or in the shelter or in some of the low income housing units, as well as the community. On the 19th, which is coming up really fast, we're doing our Hot Rods and Hot Dogs fundraiser. We're not doing it. Hayden Furniture Depot is putting on a fundraiser for St. Vincent's. So there'll be a bunch of, you know, hot rod cars and free hot dogs. And it's kind of like a good old American holiday kind of thing. On 9/20, we are having our housing fair. And I think everybody in the chat is well aware of this. And I think you've all been invited before, but we still have the opportunity to do a free booth at McEwen, you know, a table at McEwen if you want to get a hold of me, and we'll get you on the list for that. And then my last thing is support on 10/16. Come make soup or come eat soup or come sell wooden nickels, and it's a really fun event. So that's all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Donna. Does anybody else have any other updates? All right. Well, Rebecca, is there anything else that I need to do? I'll pass it off to you. How about that?
No, not if anybody doesn't have any questions. Thank you guys for coming. I know this is kind of a smaller group this time, but I speak for my personal opinion. I think it was kind of nice to have a nice little small group this time. So yeah, thank you all for coming. And again, email me if you have any questions or would like me to circulate anything to the rest of the group. So yes.
All right. Thank you
Great.
so much.
Yeah.
Bye,
Have a
everybody.
great day, you guys.